Hello, it is November 21st. It is 9:45 p.m. and it looks like today is going to be the last day, hopefully, Lord willing, that I'm going to be alone. And it looks like Steven is on his way back. He left Japan, I think it was early this morning, my time. And he landed in Alaska, so he made it to the US. And then he's flying, I believe, to California, and then he's gonna be flying out here. So overnight while I'm sleeping. I believe he's gonna be getting in pretty early in the morning. I think 4-ish is when the flight is supposed to land. I would like to get up and at least go and see his plane come in. I think that's something that's exciting for me. Then I'll probably come back here for a couple hours, and I think I'll probably go meet up with him at about 6 o'clock-ish. I think Savannah, my friend, is gonna come and take some pictures, so that's really exciting. For the house, I have set up a lot of stuff. I'll give you a little look. I am not adding the days to this until officially tomorrow, so that's not something I'm gonna do quite yet. This is just a glimpse of the balloons that I have. I blew up with a compressor today, 80 balloons. So inside of here, you can see there's a couple balloons, but they're all out of the way right now so that I was able to vacuum and get everything all set. I'll probably vacuum maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see, not sure. But all of these will probably end up on the floor, so that's kind of fun. Vacuumed the floor. I set this little thing up for Steven. It's got his beer cake, his shirt, his whiskey, his little welcome home sign. Everything is all clean inside of the kitchen. I vacuumed the stairs, got everything upstairs all clean and ready to go. So that's wonderful. I got the big welcome home sign all set up. So that's exciting. This is the shirt I'm going to be wearing tomorrow. So that's all set. The dog's bandanas are all set up right here outside. Well, actually, I'm not going to show you fully outside because I don't think you'll be able to see it. But here's this sign on the door. It's getting cold. So it's like, we'll see if it holds overnight. But there's, not sure if you can see it, but there's like, all the way down the walkway, there's like these little American flags that I think are super cute. Fridge, I wiped down the entire fridge. It's all clean inside. It looks nice. It's pretty empty, to be honest, but I have a little champagne bottle for us to be able to enjoy to celebrate. I have some chicken that's defrosting, and I have some marinade to marinate it. These are like 3 drink options, like I had told you the other day about it. And I think that's about it. All right, so like I had told you, I want to make kind of an overview of my thoughts and stuff, and I just wrote down, I just journaled about 4 pages of just kind of thoughts on where I'm at, and how I'm doing kind of internally. And it's weird. It's really weird. So this being potentially the last day of the deployment, I'm feeling some emotions of change. I think I feel anxious. I feel scared. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just like uncertainty, I think is the best way to put it. I think I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of change that's happened in the last 6 months, and I have no doubt whatsoever that I definitely want to be with Steven. I definitely want to get married to him. I think it's just that natural anxiety of change, and what is that going to look like with having somebody kind of a part of my life when I've kind of built up my own personal life out here for the last 6 months. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. We are 11 days from getting married, so almost there. I think the sign is going to say 200 days without your kisses, 10 more until I'm your missus. Welcome home, Master Sergeant Haig. But I'm not going to do until tomorrow morning. So some things that I wanted to share, things that I've learned during the deployment that I would love to pass to someone else if they were going to be going through a deployment, and kind of the things I've learned and suggestions I wanted to share. First thing I had was to listen to mindset podcasts, like listen to positive things, find ways to improve yourself while your person is gone. There's always opportunities to grow. There's always opportunities and ways to push forward. And there's a lot of really good podcasts out of there that are available that can kind of help fill the empty space. Of course, if you have kids, I think that takes up some of the space. But for me, like, I don't have kids and Steven's boys were not here, so there was a lot of empty, quiet space while I was here at the house. So some of them that I would recommend would be like Mindset Mentor was really good. Therapy and Theology was a really good one that I liked. I listened to a lot of true crime, just to kind of fill up space. I listened to, there's something called, what is it called? There's a podcast that I listened to that's been really good, and it kind of talks about the deployment process, kind of like the before, the middle, and the reintegration. That's been really encouraging to me. I can't remember the name of it right now. But that's something I would really suggest. Read a book, listen to podcasts, watch movies that are encouraging, watch movies that are, good for your either that's where I would start. Next thing is I take up a new hobby that can maybe make you some money, like either take a class, get involved in the community, doing those things. Like I did take up, a hobby, and I create a lot of Cricut things, and I've been selling stuff on Etsy, and that was good. I took a class, like a business class, and that was really wonderful for me to kind of concentrate on, and I built a community with each of those groups. I would say that I definitely, doing those things were out of my comfort zone, and I really became a part of, like, I joined a book club. I'm not a reader, but I really was pushing myself to challenge myself and trying to find other like-minded people. And some of these people who were in the group were also part of the deployment. So I just felt like that little connection with them. I also joined like the spouses club, which was so uncomfortable, to be completely honest. Like, all of these were really uncomfortable. I joined Stroller Warriors, and to be honest, I think I might be the only person there who's, first of all, not married, but on top of it doesn't have kids. But you know what? The people there were probably, I'd say that Stroller Warriors was the most supportive group through the deployment. And there were still good things that came from me showing up at like the spouses club and going to spouse activities and things like that. I was able to pull something good out of it every single thing I went to. Sometimes that good thing looked like I just got a good cry out, and I was just able to, get some of that yucky, like pain or frustration or being alone or just feeling lonely out. It's not always going to look pretty, but it will pay off. Those little things will pay off, and just that 1% better of just by showing up is worth it. Something that I learned, and I guess this is kind of for other people, but at the beginning of the deployment, it was really hard for me. There were a lot of tears, there were a lot of emotions happening, and I had people tell me like, oh, it'll go by so fast. And I can't tell you how frustrating it was to hear that. I look back at it now, and yes, I agree. It feels like it went by fast, but I will never say that to someone who is just starting, going through the deployment. They are long days. They are long individual days that go by. So just don't say that. I would suggest that. It just doesn't feel good on the front end to hear that. Yeah, get involved with the group if you can, as many as you can if possible, even if they don't feel comfortable. Do what you can and keep going and keep trying. Don't give up. Showing up and having other people around me was really good, especially because I didn't have a job until I think August. So that's May, June, July, August, 4 months straight. I didn't have a job. I had a job a little bit of August, and then September, October, November, I've had the preschool job. But there's a lot of alone time in there. In getting out and being with other people, no matter how uncomfortable it is, please do it. It's okay to have hard days. I suggest journaling it. I suggest recording it somehow, like if you feel comfortable or if you want to share it like I did. But get it out. Get it out somehow. Go talk to your neighbor about it. Like, just kind of get it out. If you're looking for advice or looking for a way to like work through that, I suggest go and see the counselor. For military spouses, there's a counselor on base, and I very highly recommend this to everyone. I keep the card in my phone case. I keep the card of the counselor I go to. I went to her every single week during this deployment because it's somebody to talk to. It's someone who knows everything. It's someone who's keeping up with me, someone who's keeping on top of me, keeping me accountable to keep on going, checking in with me, making sure I'm okay. Please take advantage of that. That person, that going and seeing the counselor is not going to affect your spouse's rank or anything with their work. This counselor doesn't share any information. She doesn't tell anyone anything. Nobody hears anything about anything. Getting counseling during a deployment is almost like, I would say that's a requirement. Like, make it a weekly thing if you can. Talk to them. Make it a requirement for yourself to do that through the deployment, and then do what you can with journaling or recording yourself or talking or recording a memo. Somehow show up for yourself, get it out. Don't just keep all of it inside. Next one is be active. Start working out, do yoga. I have been doing a ton of free workouts on YouTube. There are so many, like if you want to have a specific, like I don't like how my arms look. Like, look up on YouTube, workout to make my arms look better. Like, and then just try it. Just do something. Go out and walk in the neighborhood. If you, I would recommend everybody to do yoga because it's a calm, quiet, like mindfulness that I think is really, really healing and calming with anxiety, and it's really good for my body and whatnot. I would look up, there's a girl who I've followed through this whole thing and have kind of been following her since the beginning of the year. Her name is Yoga with Adriene. She's got a really nice calm voice. She's kind of cute. She's spunky. She's a little nerdy. I really like her. But definitely get some sort of activity in your life. That might even look like going to Stroller Warriors. That was really helpful for me. The last thing I was gonna suggest for doing during a deployment is have a date that you can focus on, because from what I've learned, like in a deployment, you can't really have, excuse me for that. This is a longer video because this is my conclusion. But what I was saying is something that's been helpful for me is that I've had a date to be able to focus on, because in the military, they don't give you like, oh, your spouse or your whoever is going to be back on this day. And even if they did, from what I understand, it like almost always changes. So nobody can really count down to anything. There's nothing really that they can count down to, and I think that's probably hard. I mean, it's hard for me. It was hard for me because I'm thinking, oh, there's not really anything I can count down to, it's just like, oh, he'll be back eventually at some point. So that's where I think it's really been helpful for me to have another date to focus on that I could count down to. So for instance, the wedding. I know that's most likely not something that people can count down to, but I'm not saying use exactly the same thing as me. I'm saying focus on something. Maybe plan a trip, maybe plan some special outing, plan something and then count down to that, because then it's helpful, at least in my head, to see the numbers go down for something, not imaginary number that could change at any point. So it helped me focus on it and I really liked it. So that's the things that I would suggest for other people going through the deployments. If anybody has any questions or wants to talk further with me about any of this, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you. I did want to make a little list of things I was thankful for in this deployment for me to look back on and to remember. And this little list is, I'm really thankful for being able to work out. I really enjoyed the yoga. I enjoyed the stroller warriors. I enjoyed running, doing the couch to 5K. I enjoyed working out with other people. That was really good for me. Honestly, the timing of this deployment was, honestly, I feel like it was really like God sent, because I'm trying to be positive in this. It wasn't around any really big holidays. Yes, I missed like Memorial Day, maybe Labor Day, and 4th of July with him, and Halloween, but those are all not, I think Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday, and his birthday are all kind of scrunched together, but they're all, those are, I think, mean a little bit more to me. So I'm thankful for that. And also the timing in my life where technically when he comes back, we're only going to have been engaged for 2 weeks in person. There's a 6 month, almost 7 month timeline in there between that of him being gone. And I think it's been a really good time for me to take a step back, to learn these really important lessons about myself, kind of step into military life and seeing what that offers, seeing how many resources there are, seeing how many opportunities there are, really seeing ways that I can grow and continuing to grow myself individually as I'm stepping into this marriage. There are still a lot of things I'm anxious about or like nervous about, but I am so thankful for this last almost 7 months of growth that I've been able to have. The lessons, I'm really, really thankful for the lessons that came in the last 7 months. My friend Savannah gave me these books, like these devotional books, and one is specifically meant for military spouses, and one was specifically on deployment, and I really enjoyed reading those every morning. It was just like a little 2-page thing every morning, and it talked a lot about connecting deployment to like scripture, and it was really encouraging to me. So I was really thankful for that devotional. I said stroller warriors already. I keep ranting and raving about that. As much as it's been hard being away from the boys, Stephen's boys, I do think it's been a really good opportunity for them to be close to mom. I think I'm thankful that they get to be close to her and that they get to, build that relationship with her. I want to be thankful for that, but I also am really thankful that I was able to concentrate on myself and learn to better myself and learn creative ways on how can I love them in the long distance as I'm here, being responsible for the things I have here and supporting Stephen, and also learning how can I be responsible and love on the boys long distance. So there's been a lot of growth internally with my relationship with them, and also learning how to grow myself as a kind of stepmom, stepping into a stepmom position. I'm really thankful for my new friends that I've built in the last 7 months. A really big shout out to my neighbor Rebecca, Savannah, who was been just an amazing creative friend, has been really supportive and showing up for me. And my friend Trisha, who is the co-teacher I work with at the preschool. She's been really, really supportive in the last 3 months. Then there's two Katies, Katie from Shoulder Warriors and Katie from one of the girls that Steven's, her husband works with Steven. Tara, Sarah, Emily, Randall, Sonia, all of these people have done something that has been encouraging to me in the last 7 months. So it's just really meaningful that God kind of placed them in my life when I needed them, and it was really, really lovely. 2 more things I had. I'm really thankful the trips I got to take while Steven was gone. I got to go do like that week-long trip. I think Burgaw was the name of it, and I got to kayak those 2-3 days, which were really amazing and beautiful, just all by myself out in the forest. It was gorgeous. I did that southern loop where I went to South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and up to North Carolina, and did like this big loop, and that was really, really fun for me. I enjoyed that. I did that in about 7-8 days, and I really enjoyed being able to do that out here before we potentially could be moving to the West Coast area next year. So I'm really thankful for that. And then the last trip I was able to take was to go spend some quality time with my new family in Kentucky, Steven's family. I got to go spend almost a week there, and I think that it was really good for me just to spend a little bit of time with them. And I think that's it. I had listed here that running is no longer itchy. That's not really that big of something to be thankful for, but I have seen in my life that when I stop running for a long period of time and then I start running again, my legs get really itchy when I start running. But I'm past that, so that feels really good. I think that's it. If anyone needs support or has questions about deployment or anything like that, this is it, I think, for my countdown. We'll see. We'll see if I can make a video tomorrow morning. If I'm not, I want to, I have a list of things I need to do. I want to go to Bojangles and get Steven a Bowberry biscuit. I want to add the number to the sign. I want to make coffee for Steven. I want to take a shower. I want to curl my hair. I want to mop. I want to put the air freshener on. I need to spread the balloons out, put on my makeup. All in all, no matter what happens, the goal is to get Steven back here, and whether I get these things done or not. So that's my priority. I think that's it. Thank you for everybody who has supported me through this. I have some ideas on how I'd like to kind of phase this out, but if this is my last video, thank you everybody for being supportive that has through this. So this is my last known video, at least as of today, and we'll see.